We're ready to go. Hi, I'm Tanner, and I just finished eating a delicious carnita. The horchata was a little too gritty for me, but good sugar ratio. Just like Slack Shack. After you subscribe and hit that bell, support us on Patreon. Is that good?
That was great.
So I made a short film. Actually wasn't much of a short film. Are we just diving into this? The conception of this idea was actually kind of weird. There I was, in a biology class, over Zoom, online. My classmates are in all bunch of different states, and we're working on the final project. And the teacher's like, you need to make a project where you create an animal or an organism that can exist in Middle Earth. And so I was like, that's pretty nerdy. So am I, for the record. Anyway, so we got to work, and turns out two of the people in my group were already in Arizona, and I had known them from high school. So, small world there. And they were like, let's make a video for this. I was like, okay, sounds cool. So, there were different parts of this project. We had to do some written portions as well. And we wrote out kind of this essay about this creature, the Homo Specus, which is loosely translated in Latin to a cave human. And Orbicus, I don't even know where that came from, but it sounds cool, so I guess it's like an orc. My friend Dallin, he's super great. He's been in a ton of my other films. He basically sent me a video of just like, I think it was like some gazelle or something for a National Geographic documentary. And he was like, dude, what if we do something like this? Like, I'll record the audio. I'll use my fancy British accent and be the narrator. And then we film this really cool video, and then we put the narration with the video, and boom, we have a documentary. So I'd never done any sort of documentary really before like this, but I was like, sure, this is, you know, it was kind of a parody anyway, so I didn't feel super intimidated. The creature that we decided was roughly humanoid and kind of dwelled in the caves of Moria. And, well, we found some caves. That was nice. They were not really caves. It was Papago Park. Here it is. Here's a picture. Dana can edit that in. So we decided to shoot at Papago for a couple reasons. One, it was just a city park. It wasn't like, you know, some sort of national landmark that was going to require permits and stuff. We just showed up there one night with the camera. I'd never even been there before, so we weren't really sure what we were getting. But we showed up, and we were really happy with the results. It was very empty. Probably because it was like 115 degrees outside. That usually tends to scare away most people. The other issue was creating the creature itself. My friend McKay, who was also in the group, he took it upon himself to become the Orbicus. We got some fake ears for him. We got a bald cap, put some makeup on him, and then basically just told him to take off all his clothes. Slap that guy in the loincloth. It looked great. We were a little worried because there were still some stragglers there when we showed up that night to film. And so he had some basketball shorts and like a hoodie, which is ridiculous because it's like 120 degrees out there and you're like, what's this dude in a hoodie? Anyway, so we found a nice secluded spot and he disrobed. Started filming just around sunset right before the sun went down. We had kind of one of two options. Either we do like a day for night sort of thing where we shoot it in the daytime. That's nice because we don't need any lights. And then we just color correct it in post. And we ended up doing that for one of the shots towards the end of the video. But the majority, we just shot at night, so it was dark, and as it usually is at night. We had to answer the question, how are we gonna light this thing? And we decided to go with the simplest route we could, because we knew we didn't have much time. So we got one of those like $40, $50 LED panels, and we shot with that. Thankfully, because Sony is better than Blackmagic and Canon, we were able to shoot in really low light. So we just cranked that ISO up with 32, 64,000. Of course, it's clean as butter because it's Sony. Sony Alpha Gang. And I knew that the costume and the makeup were really great, honestly. And we were really happy with what we got. But we also knew that, like, obviously it didn't look perfect. Like, you could tell he was wearing a bald cap. I decided to light it with a lot of backlighting, a lot of harsh lighting. And that way it really helped to kind of obscure the details of this Orbicus and kind of make it more mysterious while simultaneously kind of hiding those more like rough edges. And this is a school project. Like, we weren't trying to make some amazing thing, right? It was just, let's just make it look good. And I think did we do that, David? I don't know. I think it was all right.
I mean, I liked it.
He liked it. I was hoping that we get a chance to present it to the whole biology class. There's like 120 people in there or something. But we didn't, because it was on Zoom. And basically the only person that ended up seeing it was our teacher. And she never even gave a response. I don't even know what grade I got. Anyway, a few weeks later, I was like, hey, Danon, check this thing out I made for my biology class. And he was like, dude, you wanna put that on Slack Shack? And I of course obliged, because hey, why not? So this project was very kind of haphazardly put together. Like we did plan ahead of time a little bit, and Dallin and McKay and I were all in kind of correlation with each other beforehand. But I think a lot of times there is obviously power in like meticulously planning out shots. You know, in film school especially, in my experience, they always talk about, you know, you got to have that specific motivation for each shot and all this stuff, and which I think is really a good thing. And I think purposeful storytelling is a huge part of effective filmmaking. But when it comes down to it, that also can be very paralyzing. At least for me, like after a certain class I took, I was just struggling to make anything because I was just overthinking every single shot. And I was like, should it be down? Like, should we switch to a 50 instead of a 35? But what is that going to tell the story? And I'm freaking out. But it's projects like this that remind me that sometimes it's best to just go out and shoot. Sometimes it's best to just grab a camera, grab a couple friends, you know, put one of them in a loincloth and go for it, you know? And yeah, a lot of times in the moment, your creativity is just, you're running and you're gunning and you're just making art, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm not saying that it's like some amazing thing that we made, but it was something that allowed us to have a lot of fun while making it. And also, I'm honestly happy with the result that we got. And yes, that is a live rat. A lot of people were like, is that? It was fine. It was going to be fed to rattlesnakes anyway, so technically we saved its life. Gave it a second chance. The rat was not harmed. Dallin just went to the pet store and it was like, hey, you have rats that you feed to rattlesnakes? He's like, yeah, how big is your rattlesnake? And he's like...
Wait, what happened to the rat?
I don't know what happened to her.
Oh, okay.
What happened to the rat?
Did
Let's find out what happened to the rat.
Somebody just take it and...
Hello.
Dallin.
Hey, what's up?
We were just both wondering, what happened to the rat?
Oh, I took it back and got my money back.
Oh, look at that. Huh.
And said, hey, I don't need this rat anymore. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they refunded me the $8.12 or whatever.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, he was a one-hit wonder. He had his chance.
He did. He had his moment to shine. Well, cool. Yeah, that was it. We just...
Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Okay, talk to you later, man. So make sure to support us on Patreon. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. I'll definitely be subscribing. We got more sweet content coming out, including a short film that we're releasing next month. Are we allowed to say what it is? A short film based on a very popular franchise that you may enjoy. It's Avatar. Did you hear that?
What?
Also, feel free to leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear what you guys want to see next from Slack Shack. Anyway, thank you so much for what was that? And with that, I gotta get rid of mini. And with that, thanks for watching. Oh my goodness. Oh man, this is deteriorating. Oh no.